Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. You probably don't know me. This is the first video that I'm publishing on this YouTube channel, so here's a brief introduction. I'm an amateur photographer and videographer with a background as a software engineer. I've been using iPhones for the last 15 years or so, and I've been also using and testing mirrorless cameras, for example the Sony A7C that is currently recording. Today I would like to share my honest impressions on the iPhone 17 Pro camera, both for photos and videos. I've been using this device since day one, so I have a lot to share with you, but this will not be an actual review. You have seen enough of those, so I'll just focus on my honest impressions and on my feedbacks, since I'm taking photos and videos almost on a daily basis. Let's start with photos. So this new iPhone 17 Pro has three 48 megapixel sensors, wide, ultra wide and telephoto sensor. I will start from the main sensor, and I'll just say that I'm only shooting in ProRAW, so I'll never use other formats. Coming from the iPhone 14 Pro, I immediately noticed that sometimes the shots from this new iPhone 17 Pro looked blurrier, softer, that details sometimes were missing. Again, this is not something I was able to reproduce systematically, but it's something I noticed and that I wanted to share with you. At first I thought there was an hardware defect on my unit, so I went straight to the Apple store, and yeah, the guy told me that my phone was perfect, no issue were found, and that the cameras were just different. At that point I was quite disappointed. I found out that I was not the only one noticing this, and some other users were complaining as well. It seems to be a software-related issue. Some users are suggesting that this may be related to noise reduction or to the image pipeline itself. I couldn't find a proper solution to this issue, but I just want to highlight that this only happens sometimes, and actually when everything clicks, when the phone takes a proper shot, well, it's quite amazing. I'm so happy about the image quality that this new iPhone 17 Pro can bring to our shots. I really hope that Apple fixes it with a software update. And again, this was noticeable comparing the shots from the iPhone 14 Pro and this new 17 Pro. I know that RAW files don't hold sharpening and you have to work it in post-production, and actually that's what's happening for most of the picture you can take with this new iPhone 17 Pro with the main sensor. But only sometimes I'm noticing that even in post-production I couldn't achieve the level of detail that I was used to and that honestly I want to. But really, when everything works, which is most of the times, I really love the pictures from the main sensor on this new iPhone 17 Pro. You have all the contrast you need, you have natural but vibrant colors and a lot of dynamic range. It's quite impressive. And shooting in ProRAW, you have all the Apple algorithms apply that you can work in post-production according to your taste. It's amazing. Let's now talk about my favorite sensor this year, which is of course the new telephoto 4x zoom that you can digitally crop to a 8x zoom. This is really a big step up compared to the previous iPhone 14 Pro I was using, and the image quality is amazing. I've enjoyed so much taking architectural shots or even portraits, and we finally have the image quality we need even on a telephoto sensor. About the ultra-wide sensor instead, there's not much to say from my side. It's my least favorite sensor. I've not used it so much, and I've particularly liked the macro capabilities of this sensor that, yes, I've been using, but it's not on top of my list. The front-facing camera is a big step up compared to the previous models. We now have a square sensor and we can take high-quality pictures both vertically and horizontally. I think this was actually a great idea and I've been using it quite a lot. I'm not a selfie fan, but I have to say that having this new camera is quite handy and I like it. Let's now talk about videos. First of all, I would like to mention that I've never used the ProRes RAW format. I honestly don't need that level of quality details and information, so I prefer to shoot with something more memory efficient. I'm currently sticking with the 4K H.265 format. I've been using Blackmagic camera app that's free and it's honestly amazing. It has everything you could need and much more. Apple Log 2 is the evolution from what we already have, Apple Log, and I've liked it a lot. You have all the dynamic range you need, a lot of information to play with in post, and well, remember, it's only coming from a phone, so this to me is a game changer. I've also tried the Final Cut camera, free as well, but comparing it to the Blackmagic camera app, I think they are on different levels. The latter is really giving you everything you need for a cinematic setup, and it's getting nice updates on a regular basis, so I like to use it. Let's now talk about the display of this new iPhone 17 Pro, because on a sunny day like this, when I'm outside and I'm taking videos or photos, a bright display is so important. And honestly, this is one of my favorite features on the new iPhone 17 Pro, which is brighter than the previous models. And comparing it to my previous 14 Pro, well, it's another level of brightness. For example, I'm now reading some notes for this video and I can clearly see them. The display is bright enough, at least as bright as I need it to be. And of course, it's a display for an iPhone, so it's great by definition. Battery life is another great feature on this new phone. I can have 2 full days with just one charge, of course with a moderate usage, without too many videos or pictures. And when I'm actually taking videos or photos, I can have 1 full day without particular issues. Of course, I'm always carrying with me my compact power bank, because you never know, so it's better to have it. But yeah, again, comparing it with my previous 14 Pro, this is something different and something honestly better. Let me briefly talk about iOS 26. Liquid Glass, there's been a lot going on with the new software update. I'm not covering all that. I honestly don't care much about the new software interface, but I love the new camera application interface. I find it cleaner, and I think that there's everything you could need from an Apple device. We know we don't have all the tiny controls, all the pro controls, but that's just, Apple. It will always be like that. But what we can do with this camera app is pretty amazing. You have an easy toggle for the ProRAW switch, for example. You can easily adjust the exposure of your frame or your video, and you can hide, I love it, you can hide all the settings that you don't need. So they are inside a menu that you can or not use. All the different photos and video modes have been hidden. You can now access only photo and video, and then with a swipe you will see all the other features if you like. I actually never use them, so I leave them where they are. So after more than 1 month of usage with this new iPhone 17 Pro, I can safely say that this is a great device, at least for me. It has everything I need. A great camera system that is capable for both photos and videos, a great battery life, a wonderful display, and a software that finally supports my needs. Again, sometimes the pictures from the main sensors are not as detailed or as sharp as I would like them to be, but this only happens sometimes, and most of the times this phone is delivering top image quality, which is incredible considering the tiny form factor I have in my hands. Going back to the beginning of this video where I mentioned that I'm also using mirrorless cameras such as this Sony a7C, it's normal to ask if this smartphone can replace a professional camera, and if you ask me, we are getting really close. For some users, for some photographers, this can be true already. For me instead, I have now the freedom to choose where to use my main camera and when to use my phone, which is great. I can go hiking, I can go walking with my phone because I'm sure that the pictures and the videos I can capture are great. And since I love traveling light, this is actually a great news for me. But as a photographer, I think I'll always also use my camera. At least in some occasions. I love the feeling of holding it in my hand, using different lenses, using different filters and more. If you're watching this video, you probably know all of that. But now I'm curious to hear it from you, so let me know if you have this new iPhone 17 Pro or if you are willing to buy it. What's your experience? What's your expectations? Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.